All right, now it's time for what we would call more of an intermediate sort of ride. So again, we want to provide a little bit of context. I think this is going to be good for a lot of riders. So you have a decent amount of fitness, you're able to pedal for a bit. You got some trail time, you're comfortable with some stuff that's maybe a little bit chunkier. This one will provide a good path to progression. Now you watched our first ride, more of the green going blue. We're going to hit a lot of those same zones. What we're going to do is we're going to spice it up a little bit and we're going to make it a little bit more fun. So same thing, you're gonna start top of All-American, right off Lawrence Plaza. You're gonna roll in, you're gonna warm yourself up on some of those cool rock berms, some of those features, right past the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art. From there, you're gonna make your way up to the Tech and the Flow hubs. Now this time, instead of hitting Moo Moo, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have you hit Boo Boo. Boo Boo's fun. Boo Boo's really cool because it's got a couple of jumps with some rock faces, some tight rock berms, and the radius is a little bit tighter, so that'll help bring that comfort level up a bit. Speed picks up too, so make sure and keep your eyes up. Have fun with this one. You got a little bit of a mini drop there at the end. Keep yourself left. Great place to start this ride. If you haven't hit this one yet, make sure you do the old pre-ride, re-ride, free ride. Now once you get done, you're gonna pedal your way back up and you're gonna hit Choo Choo. And the goal here on Choo Choo is really work those berms, try to hear those tires shropping a little bit. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Rich, what about the double-double through the center? I'm gonna leave that one up to you. I'm not gonna say you should do that, but if you're feeling it, hey, you wanna spice it up, that's certainly one way to do it. All right, now you're gonna make your way over to the Tech Hub. Got a couple of really sweet trails waiting for you there. You have Rim Trail and you have Technar. Now again, I can't emphasize enough, free ride, re-ride, free ride. These trails are fun. They'll catch you if you're not ready. So let's start with Rim Trail. Rim Trail at the top, full of a bunch of chunks of concrete. Super rough. You got a sweet little rock garden made out of that same concrete, but at that point the speed is gonna pick up pretty quickly. So a couple things you need to think about. You need to keep your eyes up, that's first. Second is when you get halfway down, you're gonna come into the spot where you really can't see what's going on. That's why the pre-ride is important. You got a little roller, then the speed picks up quickly, a couple of little spots you can jump through, and then it ends with a really cool sweeping rock turn. And if you have the wherewithal, look at the rock in the center, because it's shaped like the state of Arkansas. Pedal back up, hit a couple more runs if you'd like, and then make your way over to Technar. Technar, you're gonna see black diamond rating. It is a solid trail, but I think the challenge lies in more how you ride it. Little drop in at the top, and it's kind of deceiving because the top is a little fun, it's got some flow, got a nice little berm to it, but then instantly it's like Jekyll and Hyde. It goes into more loose over hard, gets narrow, a little exposure on the right. This one's one of my favorites, so as you go through and re-ride a few times, you can bring that speed up a little bit, and then it ends with a really sweet bridge and a kind of off-camber right-hand turn. This is a good one. A lot of nuance with this one, and I think you'll dig it. It's a great opportunity to build confidence and work on some of that technique. All right, you know we're not gonna leave the Masterpiece out of this one. What you're gonna do this time when you hit Masterpiece is you're gonna take a look at it, especially if you haven't been there yet, and you're gonna stay to the left as you go down. So be careful, obviously, of that roll in. Keep your eyes up where you wanna go. And then each of those jumps, the takeoffs are really good. And you can come in a little bit subdued with your speed and get comfortable with the takeoffs, and then turn it up a little bit to boost and pick up that steez. Now, some of you out there are probably asking, well, Rich, what about the wall ride? Should we do it? Shouldn't we? I don't know. I cannot answer that, but here's what I'll tell you. If you decide you want to do the wall ride, it's pretty simple. Jump, set the bike on the wall ride, and ride off. There you go. That's all you need to know. All right, at this point, you should be feeling the flow. We're gonna head to the castle. Now, on the way to the castle though, we're gonna hit something called Shrine Train. And here's a little tip for you. Don't call it Shrone Train. The name is Shrine Train, and it's a really fun trail. It's a pretty iconic trail because it's named after a pretty rad dude in this community. Train gives you a pretty easy pedal up, a couple little rock features to work. It's a good one, favorite of mine. Once you get to the top, you're gonna drop into this one, you're gonna keep your eyes up. Very fun trail. It can be a little loose and rough at times, depending on if it's been maintained recently or not. A couple big bridge rollovers, but the end is what you're gonna focus on. Now, it's a really sweet rock garden at the end, but this one can bite you. So if you haven't ridden train, but you feel you're a pretty darn good rider, hey, I'm not questioning it, but I'd love you to come in slow at the end for the first time, get a feel for what's there. Then when you come in and re-ride, you can turn it up a little bit, bring the speed up, blast through those rocks, and have some fun. All right, time to bring the spice up a little bit. We're gonna head up to the castle, and we got some fun stuff waiting for us there. And we're gonna break this one down with a couple of different trails. Now, Catapult is a blue flow jump line, and this is a really good one. This is a great spot for you to get comfortable if you haven't hit many jumps and you're looking to progress your riding in that area. And again, the best way to do it, I know you've heard this before, is pre-ride, re-ride, free ride. Come in slow, get a feel for what's on Catapult first, and then you can always ratchet it up a little bit. Some great jumps, all of them tabletops, no gaps you have to worry about. So very friendly environment. You got some big turns to work that confidence level a bit. Next up is gonna be Medieval. Now Medieval's fun, but Medieval can catch you if you're not ready. Very quickly drops in and picks up speed, and there's a really fun tabletop. But it's a bit more abrupt than some of the other jumps that you've experienced on Catapult. So again, take a run or two to come in slow and get a feel for how the shape of the takeoffs are on Medieval. But you're gonna dig this one because the speed, I think it picks up a little bit more compared to Catapult, and it's got some more unique jumps and they get a little bit bigger at the end. So the last 2, 3 on this one are gonna be a little bit bigger. But again, don't worry. You can come in slow, you can kind of 50-50 them until you get your feet under you, then you can turn it up and bust some steez if you want. All right, last but certainly not least, we have 2 of my favorites. On the far right of the castle are gonna be Lone Wolf and Dragon Scales. We're gonna start with Dragon Scales, and the reason we're gonna start with Dragon Scales is it's a little bit easier to come in slower, and you definitely wanna come in a little slow on the first run. There is a ton of rocks, there's a ton of slabs of concrete, and I heard it best from somebody. They said, don't get caught by the scales. And the best way to do that is keep your eyes up, get a few runs, and try to be as light as you can. The reason I like Dragon Scales is it's almost a microcosm of everything trail-wise in Northwest Arkansas. So it's gonna be loose, it's gonna be chunky, but then there's gonna be some spots where the speed picks up a little bit. Have some fun on this one, use it as an opportunity to grow more confident, and again, work on a little bit of that technique on being smooth. Now it's time. This might be the toughest trail here at the castle. It's Lone Wolf. It's also the shortest. This one's over quick. It's over quick because it's really fast. You drop in, the speed picks up quickly. And some of you are gonna be lulled into letting her rip. The problem is you gotta get hard on the brakes because you got a quick right-left switchback. And trust me, this trail is loose. Now, once you get through that right-left switchback, keep your eyes up, have some fun. You're gonna come into a, man, I don't even know how to describe this. It's an off-camber turn, but it is a very, very spicy off-camber turn. And you can tell because on the outside, there's a tree. And that tree is a little worse for wear because people have gone through that off-camber and into that tree. Don't be one of those people. Keep your eyes up, stay tight to the inside, and work your way through that section. And then when you get towards the end, this is what I love about this one. It's got this sweet left-hander and this big like downhill jump. And if you're an older person like me, you might remember the peristyle at the LA Coliseum. Yeah, it's a lot like that. You pick up your speed into a big booter at the end. Now, this one's good because you can come in a little slower, start to get comfortable with it. The takeoff at that speed can be a little abrupt for some people, but once you're feeling the flow, you'll boost that thing and then rip through that last turn, out to the end, and you're done. You've slayed the castle. There you go. Pretty sweet intermediate trail ride. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Cooling myself down with a little limeade here at one of my favorite spots in the Ville. It's the Hub. So I got a chicken club and some chips to help me fuel up. Hopefully that helped you, gave you some insight on where to ride when you're planning your trip to visit Bentonville and Bike Bentonville. If you have any questions, drop them below in the comments. We'll do our best to answer. In the text, I'm gonna put some Trail Forks links. I'll put my Strava ride in there as well. Any other things I think that will help you out. And yeah, looking forward to hearing what you thought of this ride. Keep your eyes out for more content like this to help guide you through all of the Oz Trails. So if you're looking to get better at riding the Oz Trails, we can help you with that. We'd love to do some private coaching or have you at a clinic. Check out the website, www.therideseriesmtb.com. Have a great day out there. Stay positive, and on behalf of my chicken sandwich, peace out, dumpers.